This is Antoine, the Melodic Investor. Thank you for joining me. Just wanted to come on and share a couple of thoughts as I'm thinking about kind of the state of the economy and where we're at as far as being a landlord and as far as concessions goes. Please like and subscribe. I'm trying to grow this channel. I would really appreciate it. And if you could share this video, that would be great. Or any other content that you enjoy on my channel, please feel free to share. Now that being said, I want to talk about concessions. So, uh, we're getting into the holiday season and things like that. And if you're studying the economy, you're starting to see a lot of softening in the employment sector and things of that nature. These are all things that you have to monitor and watch as an owner and a landlord. Um, just because you want to kind of keep an eye on your market. Now, this may not be affect you, or maybe it will, but you need to study your market, know the industries, know if there's layoffs. I'm starting to hear more layoffs. Amazon just had a return to work um, mandate, 5 days a week. So these are all things that you kind of want to pay attention to with being a landlord. It's a lot of moving parts. It's not as just simple as let's buy a property. It's anybody can buy a property, but making it profitable, learning your systems, how to managing it. Anyway, this video is about concessions. Here's my thought. I've been in situations before where you get into a situation in those long seasons, to the holiday season especially, and especially if you have a bigger unit, those can be harder to lease out, depending on what market you're in, because demand is strong right now. However, right now it's swinging in the tenant's favor. Not a bad thing. I think that's just a free market, right? It goes in the owner's favor sometimes, it goes in the tenant's favor. Hopefully, we can all be reasonable and just, people are feeling the pinch right now. So, as landlords, our job is to try and make that as less painful as possible and not burden the tenant down so much to where they can't afford to put food on the table. No one wants that. I've been a renter for years. I rent today because I just moved across the country and I can't. I'm trying to learn the areas where to buy and good schools, all that stuff that goes into it. But my point is, everyone needs to be reasonable right now because people just don't have it, you know? So a concession is something that you typically offer to the tenant, like your first month of rent free, we'll slash your deposit or on approved credit or something like that. I I don't come out of the gate with the concession. That's just my personal thing. I like to give it some time. I'm willing to have my reserves put away to where I can weather the storm a little bit. However, I don't want to use all of my reserves. So if something's sitting longer than I had anticipated, then what I'll do is maybe one, you can start by checking your rent prices, right? Making sure that you are at market. I know something that I like to do, and I will, once I know my market rent, I like to go 10% below that just to give me a buffer. And I know Dion he talked about that as well. And that is a great strategy. That's a strategy that's used in the industry a lot. You never want to be the top of the market. For those of you who do not know, I've been in the industry almost 20 years. I have 10 years of multifamily and almost 10 years of commercial on the managing side. So it's a strategy that's often used. How rents look good to lenders. Like the higher the rent, the better it is. But they also look at longevity too. So if you have a stable asset, that's always good too, because turnover will kill any deal. Nobody wants turnover. So as a concession, once I'm like, let's just say it's 30 days in, now it's time to start concession to me, because I don't want it to go past that 30-day marker if I can avoid it at all costs. Sometimes it happens. What are you going to do? So I don't like to compromise on rent. just because I'd rather not. But I will say we'll start off with the easiest one, and that's waiving your application fee on approved credit or approved, whatever you want to call it. So you can start by waiving the application fee, and that's an instant thing. They pay for it, and then you basically reimburse them once they move in. Uh, and then if I'm still not getting anything, then I'll go back. And again, I'm checking my pricing, right? I'll go back and I'll look at the maybe we can lower the security deposit. I'm okay with whacking that. I'd rather take a hit in my security deposit rather than my rent. Because I never want to go where I had it originally or for the last tenant. So that's something you can do. Some people will give you a discount on rent, saying if you sign 12-month lease and check your state and local laws to make sure you're adhering to them. But you can give like your first month free, waive security, or not waive security deposit, but lowered security deposit, or we'll give you a free upgrade on inside the unit. Whether it be like you give them a TV. Those are pretty inexpensive now, really, to give out. I remember we started giving those out once those on a good deal. You can find them for a couple $100. Maybe we'll install a ceiling fan. People love ceiling fans in the bedrooms. Those are the small little items that you can do to kind of like maybe gain some traction or put in there. Not charging pet rent. That's something I don't do. I do charge pet deposits, because I want to make sure that I'm covered in case there are damages that'll be on normal wear and tear. So those things you also want to keep in mind. Breed restrictions. I don't have any breed restrictions, so that's kind of appealing too. You actually will get a higher turnout if you don't have breed restrictions. However, make sure you check with your insurance to make sure that is acceptable. Some insurances frown on it. Some are like, man, I don't care. So those are things that I could think of off the top of my head that are like where I would start with concessions. Like I said, if I can avoid a concession, I will. I'd rather keep my rents a hair lower than the top of the market. That way I have that buffer to kind of keep me a pad there to keep me from, having to do that. So hopefully you find this helpful. Please share this content, like and subscribe. And yeah, we'll talk to you guys later. All right, bye.